Submerge your restless mind inward over and over again. When your practice becomes steady, your mind automatically descends into your heart and shines with great wisdom. Submerge your restless mind inward over and over again. When your practice becomes steady, your mind automatically descends into your heart and it'll shine with great wisdom. Allowing your body now to settle into Shavasana and your mind to settle into a deeper state of awareness. Take a slow and easy breath with a long, relaxed emptying and settle in again and again. How many Shavasanas have you settled into in your life? And still settling in and in and in. As I name the parts of your body, allow my voice to be your own inner voice that connects you with yourself more deeply. Being aware of your whole body, outside and inside, beginning with your toes, noticing all 10 toes, all at the same time. Notice your feet, both feet at the same time, toes and feet, outside and inside. Aware of your legs, the length of both legs, including your lower legs, knees and thighs. Being aware of both legs, outside and inside. Notice your hands, your fingers, your thumbs, through both hands. Becoming aware of your arms, the length of both arms, including your lower arms, elbows and upper arms. Being aware of your hands and your arms, outside and inside. Now become aware of the trunk of your body, your whole torso, the front, the sides, the back, the outside and the inside, through all of your internal organs and your spine. Becoming aware of your spine all the way through your neck. Noticing your neck outside and inside. Awareness through your neck, face, and head, outside and inside. Now being aware of your whole body, including your feet and legs, your hands and arms, your torso, the whole trunk of your body, your neck, face, and head, outside and inside, all at the same time. Rest in your whole body, in awareness of your body, and rest in awareness itself. Rest in that here in Shavasana. And now beginning your Ujayii pranayama practice, noticing the flow of your breathing and narrowing your throat passageway very gently to listen to your sound, the sound of your breathing flowing in and flowing out. Be sure you're just isolating throat muscles without tightening your jaw or neck muscles. Also, be sure you're not holding your breath after the inhale or the exhale, that it's a continuous flow. Let it be organic, natural, not trying to perfect anything. You're feeling the flow and hearing the sound of your own breathing. So now, slowing down your breath, and let's work with the fuller filling, expanding your breath into your usual areas and then adjacent ones, both on your inhale, your filling, And on your exhale, the emptying. Remember, there's no holding. It's a continuous flow of breath and sound. The inhale flows into the exhale, and the exhale flows into the inhale. Applying this fuller breath as inner medicine, healing yourself in the most deep level from the inside. Finish the breath you're on now, and then do one more breath, continuing to finesse. Continuing to let the sound fill your ears from the inside. At the end of this long exhalation, soften your throat muscle. Let your breath find its own easy pace and observe your breath as it continues on its own as you settle into Shavasana again. Submerge your restless mind inward over and over again. When your practice becomes steady, your mind automatically descends into your heart, and then it shines with great wisdom. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Roll your neck and your head from side to side. Stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And then bend your knees and bring your knees in toward your chest, holding your legs together side by side. Holding your legs together side by side, allow your back to soften into the floor. In Supta Garbhasana, hold your legs firmly with your hands and be sure you're not crossing your feet or your toes. And let your legs soften. So your legs can lean into that point of contact through your hips, into the base of your spine. Breathe easy. Move your knees a little bit away from your chest and cross your right leg on top of your left leg in reclining hero pose, Supta Virasana. Hold your furthest away leg either behind your thigh or up on your knee. And let both legs soften deeply through your hips, again into the base of your spine, but reaching into a new place through your hips into your sacrum, right into that middle of your sacrum. Keep your sacrum on the floor. And you may want to just open your eyes and peek at your knees. And if they've gone off to the side, use your hands and move your knees to line up with your spine in the middle. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bend your elbows and coax your crossed legs in a little bit closer. And then roll that whole thing over to your left side and lay your crossed legs down on the floor up near your arm. So your top knee would be up like somewhere between your wrist and elbow. And just lay your hand on your waist. No need to pull your arm back. Just let your elbow and shoulder soften back a bit. And pause here. And now uncross your legs and lay your top leg on your bottom leg and your hand on your waist, and just roll your head to the middle and pause there for a few moments. And then roll to your back and bring your legs back to the middle and hold your legs side by side. Cross your left leg on top of your right leg, knee over knee. Hold your furthest away leg and allow both legs to soften. Use your hands to support so the softening can go in deeper through your hips and into the base of your spine, your sacrum, maybe even your tailbone. Open your eyes and take a look and see if your legs shifted off center, if they moved off to the side, one side or the other. And then use your hands and guide your knees back to the middle so they're lined up with your spine. Take an easy breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and coax your legs a little bit closer. Roll to your side, over to your right. Lay your crossed legs down on the floor up near your arm. Kneecap is going to be somewhere between your elbow and wrist. Hand on your waist. Let your head be where it's comfortable. Now uncross your legs and lay your top leg on your bottom leg in regular JP. Rolling your head to the center and resting there for a few more breaths. And then roll back to your back and bring your legs to the middle and hold your legs together side by side. Move both hands to your left leg and lay your right leg on the blankets. Pawanmuktasana, alternate leg. Be sure both legs are in your spine line, so both kneecaps point to your earlobes. That means the one on the Shavasana blankets too. If your leg is splaying out to the side, move it a little into the midline. So the point of contact inside, where the angles converge, will have an effect on the muscles attached to your tailbone. Breathe easy, meditate. This version of Pawanmuktasana is all about the alignment and then your own inner softening. So to let go, let down. Bring your right leg in next to your left leg and hold your two legs side by side, noticing the effect. Notice the change. That space you create is the space you can dive deeper into over and over again. Quiet your mind. Move your hands over to the other leg and lay your left leg up on the blankets. Holding your right leg, left leg on the blankets. Starting on the left side is a subtle yet powerful way to deepen your practice because of the way energy flows in your body. So you can create a deepening effect when you do that, even in your home practice. Create your alignment, kneecaps aligned with your earlobes. And then dive in and in to your softening, your inner softening. Use your hands to support the alignment. Bring your other leg up next to that leg and hold your two legs side by side. Roll to your side, either one, and just slide an arm under your head and pause on your side for a few moments. Push yourself up with your hands when you're ready and create a platform for half frog. Minimum of 2 blankets. Well, you can do 0 blankets if you don't need anything under you. If you could do half frog just with no blankets, feel free. If you're going to use a platform, you need at least 2 to make it effective. And when you're going to add blankets, you typically add 2 at a time because 1 blanket hardly makes a change. So customize your platform to meet your need. What you want to do is when you lie on your belly, you want to have a feeling of decompression along your waist, that you don't have a deep curve there when you're lying on your belly. So go ahead and lie on your belly with your torso lifted up a bit, your hips on the edge and your collarbones on the front edge. Your head is hanging down lower than your collarbones and then your shoulders. If you need to support it a little bit, do that. But if you're able to let it go as low as is comfortable for you, turn your head to the left and bring your chin in towards your collarbone a little bit. Bring your legs side by side. And then start with your left foot and do a good leg longer. Tuck your toes under again. Press firmly into your toes, moving your heel away toward the wall behind you and consciously softening your left hip into the blanket while you're extending. Give it a moment. And then move your knee next to the other knee and scoot your toes over. And then do the same on the other side. Tuck your toes under. Maybe try tucking them under again, like get a little deeper ankle bend. Press your toes firm in the floor and move your heel away to the wall behind you. And lean your right hip into the blanket as you're lengthening your leg. And linger it a little bit. This helps to really reach through your hips into your tailbone all the way up into your waist. Move your knee next to the other knee and scoot your toes over. Your chin in toward your collarbone. Slide your left knee out to the side along the floor and up toward your arm so your kneecap and wrist bone touch each other. And you bring your ankle under your knee so you have a 90-degree angle at your knee joint and at your hip joint. Move your straight leg over into the midline about a footprint. Once you measure your knee to your wrist, you can bend your elbow and just put your hand or arm however it's comfortable, but keep your right arm long along your body with your palm up. Ardha Mandukasana, half frog. Go ahead and slide your leg down next to the other leg. Turn your head to the other side. Notice the change. Notice the difference in the two sides. Feel the openings. And slide your right knee out to the side along the floor and up toward your arm. Match your kneecap to your wrist bone. Move your ankle under your knee. 90-degree angle at your knee joint and at your hip joint. And then move your straight leg over into the midline, about a footprint. So a little tip for when you would when it would benefit you to have an extra blanket under you, check your long leg. And if you're resting on kind of the side of your leg, like the outer thigh side of it, rather than with your thigh facing the floor, you would benefit by another blanket under your torso. So it's always a good marker for you if I'm not there in person. Breathe easy. Go ahead and slide your leg down next to the other leg. Push yourself up with your hands. Walk your knees together. You can use your platform if you want. When you sit back on your heels in child's pose, you can pull the platform under your arms if that helps you. Stack up your fists, forehead on your fists in child's pose for your counter pose. And you are all ready for the next big pose. Which is a Danu leg therapeutic. Come on up when you're ready, and this is one I really have to demonstrate for you. So you can get ready for the pose by just opening up a blanket So you don't use any other blankets under you to support you, not even under your head or anything. So you can just open a blanket that you can lay on your belly on, and then you'll watch. All right. I'm going to try to keep my demo as simple as possible. And then, you always know that the cues are going to be very thorough. So here we go. I should go this way. Okay. So I'm going to go here. You see me? Okay. And you'll start here. No, you're not starting here. What am I thinking? You're starting here, lying on your belly. All right, starting here, lying on your belly, hands under your head. And then I'm going to say to you're going to roll to your right side. So you're going to roll to your side. So what I don't want you, and you slide an arm under your head. What you're not going to do is do this. Okay, don't do that. Just roll to your side without doing the other. And then you're going to bring your top leg down on the floor in front of your bottom leg. And the bottom leg's just kind of down long. And you're going to turn your toes in and kind of lay the tops of your toes down on the floor. All right, that's step one. And then step two, what you're going to do is come up on your elbows. And I'm going to say, move back, like move your torso back. So you're just going to kind of, you're going to go from here. You're just going to go back a little bit, and it'll line you up even more with your extended leg. And then you're going to come down. All right. And then the next part of the pose, so you're going to keep this foot like kind of tucked in. You're not like this in a half frog. You have it kind of like tucked under this leg. And then this long leg, what you're going to do is bend your knee and bring your foot up toward your buttocks. This is the Danu leg part. And then you're going to lower it back down. We're going to do that a couple times. And then when you do this, you're going to bend your knee and come up, and you're going to hear me say to move your foot toward your opposite buttock and then bring it back down. So when you're doing that, and I'm going to be very clear about which way it goes, it's going to go toward your midline. What's happening is the front of your thigh starts to get closer to the floor. Okay, so you're going to do that a bunch of times. And then you're going to come up and bring your foot up and move it to the midline again. And then you'll reach back and take a hold of your foot. And then we're going to go bend your elbow, move your foot toward your midline, release it. So your foot's going in like this, kind of, you're circling it a little bit. So I'm going to cue about that. And then you're going to be sliding this other knee out to the side, kind of like a half frog. If you need to move this foot out of the way, you can. Little by little, basically, this is taking you more on the front of your thigh, of the Danu leg. So then you're going to do some more things. And then the grand finale of it is you're going to inhale and press this foot into your hand, and then lift your knee off the floor a little bit when you bend your elbow. And it puts weight in your hip bone in the front. And you'll hold that and then lower your leg. And then your leg goes back down. Then you go back to your belly. Okay? I know it looks kind of complicated, but it's actually, in a way, it's a little easier than a regular Danu leg. Oh, and when you're reaching back to hold your foot, you're reaching with your opposite hand, but I'm going to cue all that. I just wanted you to get a little bit of a visual for those of you that haven't seen this one. Any questions? Everybody good? Are you ready for the challenge? It's a super deep pose. It really goes up into your diaphragm, so it opens up your breathing. It has just so many really great benefits to the pose. So If you do suffer from asthma, can be really deep as far as opening your breathing. So you just want to do it, more than just today. You would do it a couple times, okay? And I have a video posted in the video library that has a sequence in it with this, so you can do this again tomorrow. All right, here we go. You ready? Lie on your belly, not on your back like I did in the beginning. Lie on your belly with your hands crossed under your forehead. This is Makarasana, or crocodile pose. One of the benefits of this one is that because of the way it opens up through where your abs attach and your diaphragm, it makes you speak up. It makes you speak your truth. Uh-oh. All right, so just lying on your belly, letting your body adapt to being on your belly. Okay, here we go. Just take it step by step. Roll to your right side. So remember, keep your legs extended. Don't pull your knees in toward your chest. Roll to your right side and then slide your top knee forward and on the floor with your toes touching your kneecap. You can try to turn your toenails down toward the floor a little bit. Come up on both elbows and use both arms to lift your rib cage up and slightly move it toward your right. You're changing the angle between your ribs and hips. And then lie on your side again and put your arm under your head. And you may need to move your head and arm around as you do these. There's 4 stages to the pose, so you may need to move it around a little bit. Now just be here. Take a breath or two, inhale and exhale. Just become present in your body. And now as you inhale, bend your right knee and move your foot up in the air toward your buttock like a regular Danu leg. So bend your straight leg and bring your foot up. And then lower your foot when you're exhaling. And just practice that a couple times, Inhale, bend your knee, bring your foot up. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, bend your knee, bring your foot up. And if your left knee needs to slide sideways a little bit to get it out of your way, you can do that. Because bringing your foot up and back down is trying to get the front of your thigh on the floor. So now inhale and bring your foot up and then move it toward your midline as you bring it in toward your buttock. And then exhale and lower your foot. Your midline is in toward your spine. So just practice that a few times. Inhale, bend your knee, bring your foot up, bring it in toward your midline a little bit. And then exhale and lower. And you can support your head or move your head if you need to into a more comfortable spot. So when you're doing this, you're inhaling, bringing your foot up, move your foot toward your midline, and then exhale, bring your foot down. This is changing what part of your thigh is resting on the floor. If you need to move the other leg out of the way a little bit, do that so that your front of your thigh is getting closer to the floor each time. So your left knee might need to slide sideways a little bit and get your foot out of the way. This is how you're beginning to really isolate and reach your psoas muscle. All right, inhale, bring your foot up and toward your midline and toward your buttocks. And then reach back with your left hand and take a hold of your foot. And you're going to stay here for a few breaths. So you're just holding your foot, pausing, softening. right, so now we're going to go to stage 2. So inhale and bend your left elbow, coax your foot in closer to the back of your thigh, and then move it again toward your left buttock. This is important that it becomes a sequential movement. Exhale and ease off the pressure, still holding your foot. And continue with that sequentially. Inhale, bend your knee, move your foot toward your left buttock. Exhale, let up on the pressure. Inhale, bend your knee, move your foot toward your left buttock. Exhale, ease up on the pressure. And that's continuing to let you isolate your psoas by getting you more toward the front of your thigh. Do like 2 more of those. Inhale, bend your left elbow, pull your foot in closer to the back of your thigh, then move it toward your left buttock. Exhale, ease off the pressure. And next time when you ease off the pressure, you're just still going to hold your foot. Now, when you're holding your foot, slide your left knee up and out toward the side, kind of like a half frog. But tuck your left foot in toward the back of your left thigh. And again, turn your toenails down toward the floor. This is going to turn your chest more toward the floor, but you're still lying on your side. Keep your arm under your head and move both of them around to whatever angle is most comfortable for you. Now use your hand and coax your foot closer to the back of your thigh, and then slowly ease your back foot toward your left buttock, not forcing it. And when you get your best angle, keep your elbow bent and hold your foot and soften there for a few more breaths. So now you're in your funky Danu. Just soften here. Now your grand finale, while you're holding your foot, press your foot into your hand and lift your bent knee off the floor a little bit. You're using your hamstrings and muscles in the back of your thigh, kind of like a full bow pose. Your hand can help you by pulling on your foot and raising your knee. This is deepening your spinal release and helping you stabilize your openings. Continue holding your foot and lower your knee toward the floor. Let it rest on the floor. Keep your elbow bent. Hold your foot there and let your whole leg relax. Let both legs soften. We're staying here for a few more breaths in the Danu. Are you softening? Can you get even deeper in there in your softening? Now slowly release your foot and lay it down. Slide both legs down long and roll onto your belly. Bring your hands under your forehead. If you need to wiggle around to get straightened out, do that. And just rest in Makarasana for a few moments. Notice the difference in the continuing changes. These multiple angles give you spinal release with different angles in different ways. Kind of like a Danu leg diagonal. And it's a very deep spinal decompression Reaches through your jaw, your sinuses, your skull, the hollow of your hip, your diaphragm. All right, we're going to do the other side. Roll to your left side. Slide your top knee forward and on the floor with your toes touching your kneecap and your toenails toward the floor. Come up on your elbows and use both arms to lift your rib cage up and then slightly move it to your left. And you're changing the angle between your ribs and hips. Lie on your side again and bring your arm under your head. You may need to move your head and arm around as you do these 4 stages, so don't be afraid to do that so that you remain, comfortable and sensible in the pose through your neck and shoulders. Stay here in stage 1 and breathe a couple of breaths and just become present in your body. So now as you inhale, bend your left knee and move your foot up in the air toward your buttock, like a practice run, and then exhale, lower your foot. And then inhale and bring your foot up and more toward your midline, in toward your buttock, and then exhale, lower your foot. If the breathing gets confusing at all, just remember to breathe. And continue with this. Inhale, bringing your foot up behind you. Move your foot toward your midline, that's toward your spine. And then bring it in toward your buttock, a little more than last time. And then exhale, lower your leg. This is changing what part of your thigh is on the floor. So your right knee might need to slide out sideways a little bit to get out of the way. Move your foot out of the way if you need to. Continue with 2 more of these. Inhale as you bring your foot up and toward your midline and in toward your buttock, and then exhale, lower your foot. Just take your time. After this next one, inhale, bring your foot up, move it toward your midline, toward your spine, and then reach back with your right hand and take a hold of your foot and pause here. Can you reach it? Oh no! Slide your other leg out of the way a little bit. Maybe you have to just go over a little bit more. Yeah, if you can get your sock, if you can get your heel, however you can reach it. I don't think it's a good pose for using a strap though. It might be easier to hold your foot if you walk your hand toward your ankle or across the top of your foot. All right. Now inhale again and bend your right elbow and coax your foot in closer to the back of your thigh a little bit, and then move it toward your right buttock. And then exhale, ease the pressure, still holding your foot. And continue with a few more of those. Inhale, bend your right elbow, coax your foot in closer to the back of your thigh, and then move it toward your right buttock. Exhale, ease the pressure. Explore that. As you're inhaling, you're bending your right elbow, coaxing your foot in closer to the back of your thigh, then moving it toward your right buttock, and exhale, easing off the pressure. And if the breathing gets confusing, just remember to breathe. All right, going to do one more. Inhale, bend your elbow, pull your foot in closer to the back of your thigh, move it toward your right buttock. Exhale, ease off the pressure, but still hold your foot. And then we'll go into stage 3 of the pose. Still holding your foot. Slide your right knee up and out toward the side, kind of like a half frog. And tuck your right foot in toward the back of your right thigh. Turn your toenails toward the floor to protect your knee. And it should feel like it turns your chest a little bit more toward the floor, but you're still lying on your side. Keep your arm under your head and move both of them around if you need to make it more comfortable. Use your hand and coax your foot closer to the back of your thigh. Then slowly ease your back foot toward your right buttock, but don't force it. And when you're in the angle, keep your elbow bent, hold your foot, and let your whole leg relax. Let both legs soften. And we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Now, while you hold your foot, lift your bent knee off the floor a little bit. You can press your foot into your hand or use your hand to help you lift your knee. You're using your hamstring muscles. This is deepening your spinal release, lets you stabilize your openings. Continue to breathe. Now continue holding your foot, but lower your knee toward the floor and then stay there for a few breaths. Let your legs soften again. Stay here. Now slowly release your foot and let it lay down on the floor. And then slide both legs down long and roll onto your belly. In Makarasana again, in crocodile pose. Lay your hands or cross your hands under your head. Notice the continuing changes. Ooh, and roll to your side and just curl up on your side. Slide an arm under your head and curl up on your side. Push yourself up with your hands. Come up to sitting up. Holy moly. How'd it go? That's a long one, isn't it?
I feel like I had some maybe crunching in the lower back.
You had crunching in your lower
Like maybe
back.
pulling too hard. I don't know. I had a little trouble with it.
Yeah, you had trouble with it. Anybody else have trouble with it? Give me
Yeah,
feedback. That's
yeah,
a hard one to teach, you know what I mean? It's
I feel like when it came to adjusting my body to lift the leg, like something wasn't computing, Linda.
yeah, you found a whole new area.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, and if that ever happens and it just doesn't feel right, just go back to the previous angle, like don't lift it and just hold your foot. Like if that was too much, just don't do it, right? So if something's too much, just pause in the previous place and just don't go on. Lynn, how did you do after doing it in person? And, now it's your second time. What was it like today? Oh, we're still muted. Sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, I had an easier time with it today. I really like it.
Okay. Yeah, some of them did it in person. So just bear in mind if it's your first time doing it, it's like you have to get through that learning curve, and then once you do it again, it becomes, then you go, oh, I get it. Rebecca, how are you doing with it? You've done it a couple times now.
I have, and it makes so much change. And I can really feel it. And it's not always comfortable, but I feel like I've gotten a lot more length in my low back, and my legs are not very strong when I go to lift the knee.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just kind of working with what you said about just doing a little, and
Yeah.
I think my knee probably comes up like maybe that much.
Yeah, it's
but
just a
I can
little.
feel it making a change even with that. So
Yeah.
it's
Great.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's a new thing. It's deep. It has a lot of steps. I consider that a pretty intermediate to advanced angle in Svaroopa yoga. So, you're trying some new things, and the first time you try it, it may not be as smooth, but, as you continue to practice and we do these things more, you'll realize some very deep openings. This can get your whole spine, can open your whole spine, the whole front, and up under in your diaphragm and so on. So, all right. So set up for Shavasana. We're going to lie down. We're going to do that JP again. And, which will, if you tightened anything, we'll get rid of that tightening in this JP with a little cross leg JP. Hopefully you opened up with all the different angles. It said that it's going to find the angle no matter who, no matter what you're going to. There's so many different ways that you open in this, and some of you open in every single part of the angle, so it's a biggie. Lie down and hold your legs together side by side when you're ready. I wonder what this JP cross-legged is going to feel like now. Maybe it's a sneaky opening that you didn't even realize how much opening you got. So just lying down, holding your legs together. Take a couple breaths and let your body just rest into the floor. Soften your legs. Remind yourself to use your hands to hold your legs without using leg muscles. Move your knees forward away from your chest a bit and cross your right leg on top of your left leg, knee over knee. And then hold your crossed legs and let your legs soften here. You may want to open your eyes and just see if your legs are still lined up with your spine, your two knees. And if they're not, just use your hands and move your knees into your spine line. Take an easy breath. And as you exhale, bend your elbows and coax your legs a little bit closer. Roll to your left side, lay your crossed legs down on the floor, up near your arm so your knee is up somewhere between your wrist and elbow. Hand on your waist, shoulder and elbows softening back. And then uncross your legs and lay your top leg on your bottom leg. Roll your head to the middle and pause there for a few more moments. Jatara Parivartanasana. Soften your face and brow and jaw, down through your throat, chest, belly, hips, legs, all at the same time. Roll to your back and bring your legs back to the center and hold them side by side. If you use this as a marker, is there a difference in how it felt the second time through? Cross your left leg on top of your right leg, knee over knee. Hold your furthest away leg and just let both legs soften deeply. Then close your eyes and just soften, let down, release. Use your hands, but not your legs. Let your legs just be so passive. Open your eyes and take a look. Are your knees lined up with your spine? If they're not, it's okay. You released a lot. Just use your hands and move your knees into your spine line. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bend your elbows. And then roll to your right side and lay your crossed legs down on the floor up near your arm. Hand on your waist. And then go ahead and uncross your legs and lay your top leg on your bottom leg. Roll your head to the middle and pause here. Softening your jaw, your brow, your face. neck and shoulders, chest, belly, hips, and legs. Roll to your back when you're ready and bring your legs back to the middle, holding your legs together side by side. And now, one leg at a time goes over the blankets. You're ready for Shavasana. So create your Shavasana. Scoot up close to your blankets with your sitting bones. This is a great time to put an extra blanket on your chest. Soak up all of these very deep openings and integrate. Take a slow and easy breath and settle in again. Again and again. Continue to settle into yourself. Settle into all the spaces you've created, openings for your whole body, including your toes. All 10 toes, all at the same time. Settling into both feet, your feet, outside and inside. Settling into awareness through your ankles, lower legs, knees, and thighs. Into and through your hips and hip joints, outside and inside. Becoming aware of your feet, legs, and hips, outside and inside. Awareness into the area between your hips and hip joints, along and through the base of your pelvis, outside and inside, and into your belly, outside and inside. Aware of your belly and your chest, the fronts of your shoulders and collarbones, your whole chest, outside and inside. Awareness around the sides of your torso and into your back. Become aware of your whole back, including the backs of your shoulder blades and the space between your shoulder blades. The back of your ribs, the back of your waist, and through the whole lower portion of your back, your hips, your buttocks, Being aware in the center of your waist, down through your sacrum and into your tailbone, and along the length of your spine, all the way through your neck. Aware of your whole torso, front and back, outside and inside. Awareness from your torso through your arms, your hands, fingers and thumbs, through both hands. Become aware of your wrists and through your arms, the length of both arms, including your lower arms, elbows, upper arms. Aware of your underarms and your shoulders, outside and inside. Aware of your legs, your arms, and your torso, and from your torso through your shoulders, neck, face, and head. Your whole body, outside and inside, all at the same time. Rest in your whole body, in your awareness of your body. Rest more deeply inward, in and into awareness itself. Rest in that, here in Shavasana. Notice your breathing. Notice your capacity for diving inward. Notice your capacity for being inward in an embodied state in your body, being aware of your body and your depth. And bring that capacity with you as you wiggle your fingers and toes, as you roll your neck and head side to side. Bring your knees in and roll to your side, curl up on your side, slide an arm under your head, and continue in Shavasana on your side. Like that halfway point from Shavasana to back up. As I read to you this contemplation, submerge your restless mind inward over and over again. When your practice becomes steady, your mind automatically descends into your heart, and then it shines with great wisdom. Submerge your restless mind inward over and over again. When your practice becomes steady, your mind automatically descends into your heart, and then it will shine with great wisdom. Run up when you're ready for your mudras. Yoga mudra and namaskar mudra. Fists or fingers in the soft part of your belly and fold forward. And come up when you feel ready. Palms together, knuckles of your thumbs at your heart. Thank you so much for being adventurous in this class today and trying, for some of you, something new and more complex. Thank you so much for being here. Namaste.